What's up, everybody? Crypto Noah back with another yield farming video. In this video, we're going to be talking about VFat. A lot of people have been making content on it, using it to get high yields and yield farming. So in this video, we're going to peel the curtain back with VFat, and we're also going to compare it to our in-house Yield Hunter tool and show which ones are better in each areas. And at the end, I'll show which ones I would use for which. Okay? If you're curious about what our Yield Hunter tool is, I made a video on it, how to use it, its benefits. The link is in the description for that video. Give that a watch. If you haven't, probably give this video a pause and then come back to it after. But before we get into it, I do have to say none of this is financial advice. These are my own perspectives, research, and opinions, and should be treated as such. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video, starting with the VFat docs. All right, so here we are on the VFat docs, vfat.io. It says VFat is a portfolio management app. You can view your positions for multiple wallets across EVM chains. It's kind of like debank. You can interact with them, stake, unstake, claim, etc. And you can find new opportunities on their yield page. All right. So it has explainers on how to navigate, right? This is the portfolio. So it shows like all of your holdings, all of your liquidity positions. You can search for a specific token. You can filter by chain or balance type. And you can add multiple addresses using just the add button. Then you have Sickle. So Sickle is a smart contract wallet deployed for each VFat IO user on each chain in order to manage their yield farming positions. It's similar to DS Proxy. And it says it has a multi-call function which batches actions together such as swapping, adding liquidity, staking, etc. This function is gated. It can only be called by strategies registered in the Sickle registry, and it can only target contracts also registered in the Sickle registry. And it says the current deployed ones are farm strategy, and its function includes depositing, withdrawing, swapping any token onto a stake liquidity position, or swapping out any token, as well as harvest, aka claiming rewards, compounding, which is adding back into the liquidity pool, or exiting. So these are the controls that it allows you to do. And then for the yield view, you can search yields across the decentralized exchanges that they allow on the platform. It allows you to enter, exit, compound your earnings all in one click, all from one interface. And it lets you choose from a plethora of DeFi products, offers intuitive and seamless interaction, etc., etc. So if we go to automation, it tells you how to automatic compound. So this is the kicker. We got to get into the fees, right? This is the part where I'm a little like, I don't know. So auto compound automatically compounds your rewards. And it says this is calculated using a simulation that takes in the position size, the APR, and the current gas cost. Different frequency numbers are tested daily, twice a day, etc., until the best one is found. If the current rewards are higher than required by the frequency calculation, auto compound is triggered. The simulation is done for every position each time the bot runs. There is a 1.8% compound fee on rewards. So that means, and it says part of which is used to pay for gas, no further user input needed. So that means that every time you compound, you're losing almost 2%, right? For me, I would just compound manually, right? And just pay gas fees. Here you have to pay gas and 1.8%. That is a lot of money. That's a lot. That's a large percentage, right? If we go to automatic harvest, this automatically harvests your position up to once per day, aka withdrawing the fees with the minimum earnings set to the equivalent $50. There's a 1.2% auto harvest fee on rewards, part of which is used to pay for gas costs. Also a lot of money, guys. I would just super rather harvest manually. I don't see why I wouldn't. Yeah, they allow you to do it for one interface, but I'd rather go to another interface to save 1.8%, especially if I'm doing it often. Okay, now let's talk about the automated rebalance. So it says when a concentrated liquidity position is out of range, it needs rebalancing. This is done by withdrawing the single token in the position, since out of range positions are only comprised of one token, swapping an appropriate amount of it for the other token, and then creating a new concentrated liquidity position in range. Auto rebalance does this by monitoring all the out of range positions in a loop. When one is found, we retrieve quotes for swaps from all supported aggregators, then simulate the transaction using the best one. And it says auto rebalance does not take place if the protocol fees would be less than the gas costs. So that's good at least. And I don't know if it charges fees for that, but it looks like it doesn't, which I guess is good. Next, if you look at their audits, feel free to go through them. You know, they do look clean. I would just like to see audits from different firms, because a lot of times different firms catch different things. But nonetheless, 3 audits is good. 2 in 2023 and 1 in 2024. So I would feel safe using it. All right, so now that we went through that, let's do a platform walkthrough and like look at the features and how it actually works. So right now it says it has over 2,000 users, TVL is 19 million, and 46,096 open positions. They have a Discord, they have a Twitter. Let's see what their Twitter's looking like. 3,000 followers. I mean, yield farming is kind of an esoteric thing, so I'm not surprised. And if we look at their Discord, almost 4,000 members, 600 online. That's not bad. So you have to connect your wallet, and then you can kind of just go through yield. So if we click yield, you can search by, you have these filters over here. So these are the protocols that they have: Pancake Swap, Velodrome, Equalizer, Ramses, Merchant Mo, Nile, and Aerodrome. And these are the chains you can look on. Now, I don't get why they wouldn't have Uniswap on here since it's predominantly the largest DEX. I mean, I know Velodrome has been like giving them a run for their money lately, but Uniswap is still Uniswap. So that is something that I don't like. If I'm just doing like Velodrome stuff, okay, that's different. But most of my pools are on Uniswap because that's where most of the money is consistently. So you can filter by APR. You hit APR. So you have all these pools here, 4,000%, 3,000, 1,000, 800. And if you connect your wallet and you click it, you can deposit into it right from here. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and minimize that. You can do swaps. So it looks like you can do cross-chain swaps. You can go from Arbitrum to, let's do ETH. They have all these weird tokens here. Let's just say that. Slippage, and you swap. I mean, I would just rather use like a traditional bridge than to use this, to be honest. Sometimes when I use Stargate, I actually get paid a small fee for using it. I don't know why, but hey, I'm not complaining. This is where you hit your portfolio. My wallet's not connected. But you'll be able to see everything. You can see all your tokens that you're holding, or maybe these are the tokens that is on the platform because it says liquidity here. You can look at different lending markets, right? And then they even have an Athena button where you can do some stuff on Athena when you go to hit it. All right, so now that we looked at VFat, let's compare it to our Yield Hunter tool. So obviously I'm biased because this is our product, but just right out the gate, some things that I like better on this one. So the first thing I like better on our tool is that there's more chains. On there, you have 10. On here, we have 13, so you have 3 more. And then protocols, we have more protocols as well. If we go back to VFat and we click filter and we look at protocols, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you look on our Yield Hunter tool, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, including Velodrome, right? Including Aerodrome, which are the biggest ones that VFat looks at, but also Uniswap and Trader Joe, mainly Uniswap because like you got to be looking at Uniswap if you're a liquidity provider. I mean, let's just be honest. And given that it's more chains, like you're allowed to see in real time the top pools in real time, okay? Now, while you can't interact directly with your liquidity pools from the Yield Hunter tool, that's a double-edged sword because you're taking on more risk. Like once you know what you're doing, for me personally, I wouldn't even use VFat. I'd rather just go to the DEX that it's on or use something like Aperture. Like I don't use Revert to touch my smart contracts. I just look at it to look at my rewards and my data. I don't actually use it to interact. Only thing that's interacting with my liquidity pools is Aperture and the actual DEX that I'm fucking around on. Another thing that our Yield Hunter tool allows that you can't on the other one is you can search by token. So like let's say you want to get a yield on Pendle specifically, you hit Pendle and across all these protocols and all these chains, you can see the best places to get a yield currently on Pendle. You can't do that on VFat, right? You see the filtering options, you can only filter by protocol, minimum, TVL, APR, and chains. While we allow you to sift through minimum, maximum, TVL, protocol, chains, and the token, right? Once I click, let's say I click Pendle USDC, it gives me all of the data going back 6 months, right? On VFat, let me see if I can do that same thing, right? Let me just click this one. I don't see a place where I can get the data. So you can't back test on here. So we offer back testing, like looking at the previous data, right? So if I hit APR and I put in the liquidity, minimum, maximum value, like the actual like range specifics, or I can just do narrow range or wide range. I hit run back test with $1,000 in a wide range. but would have been in range 94% of the time, generate $1,400, and got an estimated 89% APR. So to conclude, would I use VFat and why and when? No, I wouldn't. I don't really need to. If I was a beginner and I wanted to like make it easy and I just want to trust any protocol, then I would use it because I can interact with my contracts. But it's like the fees are so high to do it. For me, it renders it not worth it, right? I would just rather use like a metrics finance, pair that with our yield hunter tool, use revert finance to track all the data. And if you haven't watched our video, if you sign up for our course and you get our premium membership, visit knowitowlz.xyz. The yield hunter tool actually comes with the membership. If you just want the yield hunter tool exclusively, it's $1,000 per year. And I think it's pretty worth it because we're just able to get into the top pools on the top dexes. Like the fact that they cut uniswap out is mind-boggling. Maybe they're probably going to add it on, I'm sure. Great. But yeah, the fees are too high, and I can do the same thing with other protocols for free or cheaper. And the only thing that they have that the other ones don't is that they allow you to interact directly with the smart contracts. But it's just like the fees deem it not worth it. So I see no reason to use it, but nonetheless, it is a good product. Anything that's helping onboard users to DeFi, I'm all for it. I am very advanced, so, I kind of don't need it. I have a lot of time. This is what I do for a living. So, yeah, that is my conclusion. So, if you got value from this video, if you want to learn how to generate passive income with a strong community of coaches and members, we have group calls. You get access to our buy and sell calls, our 13-hour course where we show you literally everything you need to know from start to finish to deploy the same market making passive income strategies that market makers have been deploying since the 19th century, since the dawn of markets and all markets. Click the link in the description, book a free strategy session. You'll talk to me or one of our coaches, see if our program is a good fit for you, answer all your questions. At the very least, if it's not a good fit, that's okay. We're happy to point you in the right direction and make a friend. So, got value from this video? I ask you, drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe, share with a friend. It really helps with the algorithm. We're trying to reach 3,000 subscribers. But with that, I thank you guys so much for watching. I love every single one of you who tuned in. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care and trade safe.